What's going on, everyone? It's Justin here, and today we're taking a look at the new Logitech MX Master 4 mouse, the newest generation of the iconic product that has been a part of so many creative workflows since its evolution. We're going to be taking a look at the current lineup of MX products, including the MX Master, the MX Keys, and the MX Creative Console, as well as how far this lineup has come in delivering the ultimate tools, not only when it comes to what you're used to, but also new features that make productivity faster and easier than ever before. I'm also giving away some of the accessories to you guys, so if you want to enter, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel, drop a like on this video, leave a comment down below with what your favorite use case is and experience with MX products, along with your Instagram username so we can contact you, and a huge thanks to Logitech for sponsoring this video. So my connection to the brand started about 15 years ago when I made my very first YouTube video that was uploaded in 2010. And one of my first products to review was a Logitech MX mouse. This was a mouse that was so iconic at the time because all of my favorite creators already had it and had so many good things to say about it that I figured that it had to be one of the first investments that I made to my workflow. And honestly, over the years, I've stuck to the mouse over and over again because of amazing ergonomics, great tracking, and the ability to horizontal scroll, which for timeline aspects of work, such as video editing, it is night and day when it comes to being able to navigate your screen in a different way. Eventually, I also had the opportunity to attend the headquarters in Switzerland to see the R&D behind a generation of the MX Master Mouse, see how they sculpted, how they enhanced the scroll wheel, and in this latest model right here, they have taken a great model even further with some small changes that you're not only going to notice right off the bat, but also ones that are integrated within software as well and tying together the entire lineup. So for starters, the design is very familiar. The MX Master series has really been focused on great ergonomics for people who spend a lot of time at their desk and want a mouse that is always going to feel comfortable no matter how much time you spend. And they've done a great job of that already. I found that the comfort was always really good on this lineup. The scrolling was also really fast, but most of all, I was here for the horizontal scrolling. In this particular model, you're going to notice some small hardware refinements both visually but also functionally as well. The first thing is it's now got a larger click face right here. And it also has a translucent finish around it that you're going to notice on both the black and the white model, which is meant to be able to hide any sort of wear as you use your mouse every single day, and it can often kind of wear off the first layer of the plastic. This is always going to look brand new. On top of that, it also has a bit of a slight refinement to the feel as well, but the biggest thing I noticed was the thumb area. And this is where through the thumb control, you're able to access the action rings, which is a fully customizable ring within the software that gives you access to quick toggles and features within specific software or in the general interface of Mac or Windows. And there's also haptics now. That is a big change because even though I didn't think it was anything crazy before, when I actually used it and noticed where the haptics would activate throughout my daily workflow, it actually gave me great indicators that not only tied the visual aspect to it, but also the physical aspect through my thumb whenever I'm trying to do precision work such as graphic design. And so I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. Beyond that, it also has the USB Type-C port, and on the bottom, it also has a larger surface as well for the mouse to glide around a bit nicer, and it has 8K DPI of sensitivity. There's also a slight update in the orientation of the thumb scroll, which just gives you a wider scroll range when you're using it, and I definitely noticed that improvement. And on top of all that, the battery lasts up to 70 days. These are all little changes throughout to a fundamental design, but when you put them side by side, you start to notice quite a few of the elements and how it can enhance the user experience. And I mean, I didn't think I needed a new mouse, but when I switched over, I just felt like every little aspect of it felt better. There's also a new dongle as well that is smaller than ever before, and if you want to go with a connected option through the Logitech Bolt, then that gives you a great reliable connectivity, but I personally use it on Bluetooth and it works just as well. You get 2 times better connectivity, and the 8K DPI any surface tracking is a specialty to this lineup because it works on any surface, including glass. So whether I'm sitting in my office using my fancy desk mat that is ideal for this scenario, or I'm at an airport lounge using a glass table at a restaurant, all of these settings are able to work. And I would say, especially at hotels, you often have a glass table, and in this scenario, it can track on any surface possible. You still have the option to connect up to 3 devices and switch seamlessly throughout. So that is really handy if you have different setups or you're going between your laptop and your desktop. And I just found that I've been bringing this around for travel because I personally like to have every single thing with me at all times. And honestly, whenever I don't have the horizontal scrolling at this point, I almost feel a bit lost. When it comes to the actual clicking and feel of it, this is where there is a bit of a difference and it takes some getting used to. Instead of having an audible click, it is now extremely silent and has sort of a mush to it, as I would describe. It takes a bit of time to get used to, but I actually really like it in the end. It has a soft and subtle feel to it. And I also love the way the haptics feel on the thumb. Having that feedback is great, but where I really notice it is an example in Photoshop. I always like to line everything up in Photoshop and use grid lines and rulers. And whenever I would get to like a point of the grid and it would snap to grid, I would get a light haptic feedback that lets me know it is being aligned. And so instead of having to look closely or pay attention to every little thing, when I get that haptic feel, I know it is in place already, and that was something that I didn't even know was a thing when I first unboxed the MX Master 4. And when you go to Logitech Options Plus, which we're gonna be talking about a lot, there's full customizability of the feel, the speed, the reaction, the scroll direction, and customizing the buttons and feedback that you get from the thumb control. So they've really tried to focus on an experience that is smarter and more interactive than ever before, not only when it comes to the feedback that you get from the mouse itself, but also from the software. It definitely isn't the most portable mouse at the end of the day, and if anything, a little bit bulky, but the way it molds around the hand, in my opinion, is worth it. If you already have a previous generation and are trying to decide if you should upgrade, I would say if you come from the MX Master 2 series, it is a no-brainer. If you're coming from the 3, it's already a pretty solid product, so that decision is a little bit harder. But for the price point of a mouse, if you're able to justify the cost and it's something that you use every single day and can also carve out some improved productivity as a result of the new features, then I would say it is worth getting. So this right here is the MX Keys S, and it's available in both a 10 keyless option as well as a number pad option like I have right here. And alongside each other, it is meant to be the ultimate productivity combo. This has a nice dimple to the keys, and I feel like this is what I've really gotten used to from the Logitech lineup, in just kind of embedding it in a way where your fingers feel naturally seamless as you glide around the keyboard and have a typing experience. Beyond having all of the different commands on the top, nice keys, a good amount of travel without going towards a mechanical keyboard, you also have smart commands as well. Being able to switch between different computers and operating systems seamlessly, just like you would on the mouse, is great. But on top of that, there's also elements of customizability as well. With Logitech's lineup, I've used both the MX mechanical option and the MX Keys S, and I find that the MX line really focuses on being usable in a large work environment, namely not causing additional noise to other people. And if you go ahead and start typing on this, you'll notice that it not only gives you a good amount of bounce resistance and feedback, but it creates very little noise. And that was done with intention, both on the keyboard and the mouse. It also features a smart backlight, and so it doesn't stay on all the time, but instead, as you approach and your hands get close to the keyboard, the backlight will turn on, and so you're not draining the battery any faster than you might need to. At the end of the day, even though I would have liked to have seen a bit more customizability in the angle, it is at a relatively ergonomic and natural angle, in my opinion, where next to the mouse, it is a comfortable typing experience for anyone who is spending most of their day at the computer. Whether you get the number pad model or the 10 keyless one, that is really up to you and your particular setup. Personally, at my main desk, I like to have the number pad, but on any other desk setup, I tend to go with the 10 keyless option. Through the Logitech Options Plus app, you can also set up smart actions that allows you to skip repetitive actions by automating multiple tasks with a single keystroke. So by creating different routines and templates that work for you, you're able to save some time and just kind of automate everything if you're doing the same tasks day after day. I feel like every single creator I already know is using a MX product of some sort. And so I feel like that is a big part of the demographic. And the MX Creative Console that was introduced last year and we've had a lot of experience with is kind of that new factor in being able to take that productivity to the next level, but also embracing the Logitech Options Plus ecosystem that already has a bunch of customizability, but also a marketplace of applications that support it. Having a physical way to open up your favorite apps, be able to customize each different button within those apps as well, and use the dial for precise control gives you the tactical element that we've seen throughout this video already. From the haptic feedback, thumb control, and action rings that we talked about on the MX Master 4, to some of the quick action commands that you can set up on the MX Keys S, to having the Creative Console, this is just meant to supercharge this entire experience and allow you to have full control over your workflow, specifically if you're in photo and video editing, in my opinion. I personally use quite a few different programs already, and every single day I am trying to work a little bit faster. In a constantly flowing workflow, having the option to press certain buttons and have my favorite commands right here has been important when it comes to color grading, but also having precise controls on a product like this that is wireless has been great as well. With the MX Creative Dial Pad, you can place this anywhere you want on your desk. It is the wireless element of this setup. And from there, you have the wheel, and you also have the little scroll pad, a couple buttons as well. And just like everything I've mentioned in this video, there isn't any specific use cases, but essentially anything that you want it to be. And so while you're working, say you have your favorite application open, you use elements of keyboard shortcuts as well as your mouse for some fine tuning, changing the size and scale of something, or the color intensity of a color grade or a photo edit can be done through the dial pad. The exposure can be adjusted through the wheel. Maybe some certain crop tools or selection tools or AI generative tools can be assigned to different buttons right here, while being able to navigate between different programs through the button right here if you have many of them open. It is a full system that has been tied together by Logi Options Plus in building the ultimate toolkit for creators out there. And it's not just me, but many other tech creators that you watch will say that this product lineup has been a part of their desk since the very beginning. And in my case, when I was a teenager. And so I'm always excited to see where technology goes, how it continues to assist us, and ultimately allow us to focus on creative elements and the work itself while having all of the tools at our disposal. You can really figure out how you want to integrate it into your desk setup. So as always, if you guys enjoy this video, make sure you go ahead and drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.